Hello, YouTube fans. So, I'm at home today, and I'm noticing that I have a little bit of a disaster back here. Tree frogs like to come back here and have a little orgy after the lights go out, and it's because I have so many buckets of concentrates and primarily black sand. Lots and lots of black sand that I have yet to take back to camp and roast so that I can separate the magnetite bits from the gold, which is definitely in there. Kind of proven that with my last video, but yeah, buckets and buckets and buckets of black sand that built up over the years that I have to go back and get gone through and roasted. That is full of not completely black sand. It's got some other sand and stuff in it, but it's from when I was learning how to do a do-it-yourself at-home sluice box system, and it wasn't working very well. This actually works pretty good. All your chunky black sand and gold gets stuck right in this little section right here, and then goes down there, has a real good chance to liquefy, and then sends all the other stuff down there. And yeah, it works all right, but I still got a whole bunch of stuff to go through. That can right there is full. And of course, here's my emergency thing I'm working on over here. I've got back up at my campsite about 2 of these worth of concentrates just sitting up there, and I need to keep it all wet because of the content. And then after I pan all the crap out, I dump the content down through the screen, and then the contaminants drop down through the screen and on down into there. And for now, I'm just taking them back up to the mine because I'm sure the Homeowners Association wouldn't be too happy knowing that there's possible mercury fumes or whatever back here. But anyway, yeah, doing it as effectively as I can. Here's my standard black sand supply. Here's what my usual end of the pan looks like. Just dump it right down in there, take it back to camp, roast the hell out of it, screen the hell out of it, bring it back, and it got this nice smooth black sand. I got lots and lots and lots of that too at both places. And there's a box we got a concentrate from several months ago. Still haven't gone through it. I forget where I got it really, but it's moist, so it doesn't matter. And yeah, basically, yeah, here's my emergency situation. I guess I'll show you what's going on in here. Nice big scoop. It's not quite big enough. There's a lot of rotten iron and stuff in here. There's also a lot of good chunky black sand in here. So get that in there, rinse off my hand best I can. And I am right-handed, so I'm gonna need to switch hands to make this happen. But I'm using my cell phone today because all my other cameras are at my campsite. Just spin it round and round and round. All this concentrate came from a long, wide section of the creek down at the bottom of the property that the club leases. and it is known for having bunches and bunches of mercury in it. And that's just in the creek. And when that creek dries out, well, of course, that's, a little bit of a concern to some people. But for the most part, people don't know and don't care. Kind of like nuclear radiation disasters, North Georgia and the Dawsonville area. Nobody really knows or cares too much about that, but I guess that's because people forgot where the two-headed rattlesnake and two-headed cow came from. Of course, there's a reason for that. The neighbor is up on the hill coughing his brains out. It's looking like I'm getting pretty much down to the bottom. Alrighty, reach over here and grab some of this nice clean mosquito water. And let's see if I can figure out how to pan with one hand. Look at all that nice chunky black sand and little bits of iron. See all those little chunks of iron sitting right there, those little BBs that just roll down. And look at all that. People come from all over and they find our concentrates over at our little property that we lease, and they're like, oh my God, how do you do this? How do you pan through this so quickly? They're used to going to the tourist trap and seeing the beach sand get panned out. They do it in 20 seconds for them, and they're like, oh my God, that was amazing. And they get some of our concentrates, and they're like, what do I do? well you can see with this camera, but there's tiny little dots all through there. Let me get in some shade, let it refocus. If it does that, I think I have to touch the screen to do that. But yeah, I'm starting to see that wonderful contaminant, which I'm collecting as much as I can in a different bottle. Don't have that particular bottle out here. I'll have to dump this back in the bucket when I'm done, because I'm working on that bucket, which is a clean bucket. I did that a couple of days ago. I need to go through it. Yeah, you can see all along there, all those tiny little silver beads right where the black meets the green. That's all mercury. Bunches and bunches of it. Well, that's not bunches and bunches of it. I'm looking for the big beads, really, but I will collect that, add it up with some hot rainwater. It has to be. Oh, there's a good one. Right there. There's a little bead of mercury. Gotta tilt it around. Do it again. But for whatever reason, you have to have hot distilled water to make the reaction happen and get your little mercury bits to coagulate and stick to each other. Might have to add it to some really clean mercury. There it is. A little ball. See if I can get it out. There it goes. And that is just a free-flowing ball of mercury. And yeah, there's bunches and bunches and bunches of it all in the creek, all over the place up at that property. And I have a whole big container of it right there, a whole bucket full of it right there, and that container holds like 3 of those, I think, maybe 2.5. I don't know, somewhere between 2.5 and 3 of those fit into here. And this is getting down towards the bottom of the bucket of that. So that's my current black sand disaster collection that I have going on here. Lots and lots and lots of nice chunky black sand. Come to Georgia and get some nice chunky black sand to play with. Private message me and send me some postage, and I will send you a sample, and you can do whatever you want with it. Thanks for watching.